Hi, I'm Sheryl Smith, a real estate broker in Folsom, California. My company is Smith Real Estate Services and we're affiliated with Keller Williams. Today I'm going to talk about the short sale process. Short sale is something that you hear in the media all the time. It comes up in many dinner conversations and a lot of people are confused about what it is. A short sale is where the owner of the home owes more money on the mortgage of their home than the home would currently sell for. So to put some numbers to it, that means, let's say a home has a $500,000 loan on it. And because of the price reductions that have occurred over the last 5 years in our market, the home would only sell for about $300,000. In order for that homeowner to move out of the house and sell it, the bank has to agree to take only $300,000 for the sake of our example, instead of the $500,000 that they are owed according to the mortgage. I hope that makes sense. So it's important to understand that because a short sale has to be qualified for. One of the biggest confusions that I hear in the marketplace is that people think that just because the home is worth less than it's owed, then that means that they can do a short sale. No, that's not what it means. That is a big confusion, and so let me explain what the 3 qualifications for doing a short sale are. Now, of course, anybody can go through the process of listing their home with an agent, getting offers in, and then wait for the bank to respond. The thing is that if these 3 things that I'm getting ready to tell you don't exist, unfortunately, the bank will generally respond with a no. I'm not going to accept it. So these are the 3 things that you need. First of all, there needs to be a verifiable hardship. And a verifiable hardship is something that has changed in your world since the time you got the loan. So, it could mean a divorce. It could mean illness. It could mean a lost job or reduced hours. It could mean a number of things, but it's something that has changed from the time when you first got the note. The second requirement is there must be a monthly shortfall. That is, every month you are having to spend more money than you are taking in. If you are taking in enough money to cover all of your monthly bills, you don't meet that requirement. So there must be more that you're spending every month than what you are taking in every month. And the third is that you have more liabilities and assets. If you have a pile of money over here that you don't really want to spend, but you could spend, and the lender is aware of that, your short sale is not likely to be approved. So those 3 qualifications for the short sale are the 3 things that lead you to the best chance of getting your short sale approved. So what do we do? Now that you've figured out, yeah, I meet all 3 of those requirements, what can you expect? Well, the first thing to do is to fill out what I call a financial worksheet, because that's the thing that's going to show if you do have a monthly shortfall. The second thing you'll want to do is to draft a hardship letter. It doesn't have to be beautiful or perfect, but it needs to illustrate what has happened that changed, because both that financial worksheet and that hardship letter are going to be 2 of the items that are going to be submitted to the bank as substantiation for why they should consider a short sale. Next, after you have completed those items and sent them to the agent that you've chosen, and you might choose your agent in a variety of ways. It might be someone like me, yes, I'm in Folsom in El Dorado Hills, or if you don't have someone, you might see ads in newspapers. What you really want to look at when you're talking to these people to determine if you want them working for you is how knowledgeable about the process are they? Because they need to be knowledgeable to be successful in negotiating your contract with the bank. So once you have decided on your agent, you're going to have a consultation in your home, and they will have already sent you a list of all of the paperwork that you'll need. There's a lot of it, pretty much like tax time, April 15th, you have to pull all our documents together. Short sale is pretty much the same way. They're going to talk with you about the market conditions, come up with a price, you'll sign the listing agreement at that time, pictures will be taken for the flyers and also to submit to the bank. So all of that will happen in that consultation, as well as answer any questions that you have about the process. Next, the agent will start marketing. So of course the sign will go up. It'll be on a variety of internet sites and whatever it is that agent does to market properties, not the least of which is interacting with other agents, because most buyers are working with agents and you want to have buyers that are serious buyers. So the agent starts marketing. That is the listing agent. Then offers start coming in. And when the offers start coming in, then they're presented to the seller. And the seller looks at those offers and makes decisions about, do I think that the bank is likely to accept this offer? If they're working with an agent that really understands the market conditions, they're going to have a much better chance of being able to gauge that. For example, let's use our same example. The home in today's market is worth $300,000. Let's say they get an offer in of $200,000 on that home. Is the bank likely to accept an extra $100,000 less than what the market says it's worth? Well, logically, no. Of course they're not likely to accept that. And so it's important for your agent to be able to negotiate with the other side to make sure that you have the best deal possible that is presented to the seller. Once you may go back and forth with that buyer. There might be counter offers, just as in a regular transaction. And then once you finally have acceptance between the buyer and the seller, there will be a contract and counters that have both the buyer and seller signature on it. There will be an earnest money deposit collected, and that earnest money deposit will be deposited into an escrow or trust account. Now, once that's in place, the listing agent has the package of information to assemble. And there are many things that go inside of that package. When you have an experienced short sale realtor working with you, they'll know exactly what needs to go in the package, and they'll know that it needs to be complete. It's not a question of, oh, well, I have everything, but I don't have my most recent check stubs. It must be complete, because if it's not complete, it sits there at the lender's place and does not move forward. We want it to move forward. So that listing agent compiles that package. The listing agent then follows up to make sure that the bank has received that package. And then they will also be checking in, hopefully, if they're an agent like me, every week to see what's going on, and then communicating back to the buyer's agent and to the seller, this is what's happening with it. There may not be news every week, and yet you want to know that that agent is doing that kind of follow-through. The bank will order a broker price opinion called a BPO in order to determine what the value of that home is and how well that matches the offer that they have. That's why I said earlier that if an offer comes in for $200,000 on a home valued at $300,000, the BPO is not going to support $200,000 and the bank's going to say no. So that's why it's a waste of everyone's time. So the bank does order the broker price opinion, and then they put that together with the rest of the package and they push it through to the file negotiator. The negotiator then looks at it and decides what the bank is willing to take on that short sale. They communicate that to the listing agent. If it is the same as what is offered, then there is acceptance, and the bank will then issue a will issue a short sale approval letter that spells out the terms under which they will accept the short sale. That copy of the letter will be given to both the buyer's agent and to the seller, and escrow will be opened. At that point, that check that was written, possibly a while ago, would then be deposited into escrow, and the time starts ticking. Typically, a short sale approval letter, 30 days is a common amount of time, so it's very important to get right on it. When you get that approval letter, the buyer gets started with their lender to be moving towards that close that is spelled out in the approval letter. That is the process of a short sale, and what you can expect if you're either on the buyer side or on the seller side. I'm Sheryl Smith, and I'd be happy to help you in the greater Sacramento area. My number is 916-282-6399, and you can find me on the web, on Facebook, and also at gemsellssacramento.com. Thank you, and I look forward to helping you.